voluntary, it wasn't mandatory. Do you believe it's the scale and scope which is perhaps fueling some suspicion, which is perhaps making people uncomfortable and nervous, from your telecom to your bank account to most of the services, they now require an Aadhar card? Is that what is the issue, the scale and scope?
I think Indians as a citizenry need to be concerned, primarily because Aadhar has got the fertile, shall I say, roots to become the biggest monitoring system that the world has ever known. More significantly, let's forget about everything. When we began with Aadhar, it was voluntary. The Aadhar Act was formed keeping in mind that it will be voluntary. Midway, the government changed its course and started making it mandatory. Now, when the Aadhar Act was formed, they were only concerned with the security of the central identities data repository, and consequently, provisions for the same were made under the Aadhar Act. The Aadhar Act never visualized that it will be mandatory. So when the government started making it mandatory, what effectively started happening was that a very fertile ecosystem started developing around Aadhar. As things started getting connected to Aadhar, whether it is your PAN card, your bank account, your income tax, and so on and so forth. Now, the problem is this entire ecosystem is completely unsafe. There have been no thoughts on how to ensure the protection and preservation of cybersecurity of the Aadhar ecosystem. So merely saying that the Aadhar is safe doesn't make any sense if the ecosystem around which Aadhar has been built, or which is the foundation of Aadhar, is itself not safe. And let's face it. Why is India as a nation in a state of denial? Wikipedia published a big story of the fact that a large chunk of the Aadhar database is with foreign agencies. Now, as a nation, we haven't even had the time to go and address the allegations by barely saying a bald denial. The fact is, India today does not have a cybersecurity law in place. The National Cybersecurity Policy of 2013 has been just a paper tiger. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, Aadhar is here to stay. There's no running away from the fact, with 1.2 billion people. The issue is, how quickly can we now identify the loopholes in the cybersecurity of the Aadhar architecture, and how quickly can we actually go ahead and fix up those loopholes, rather than continuing to be in a state of denial. As a citizen, I'm even more concerned, because now you're making Aadhar mandatory, and the Aadhar Act has stripped me of my basic civil liberties under the Constitution. For example, if my Aadhar number is compromised in any manner whatsoever, would you believe it that the Aadhar Act has even stripped all of us of the basic right to go and report this matter to the police? We cannot report this matter to the police thanks to the Aadhar Act, because only the UIDAI is authorized to actually go ahead and register an FIR. Let's read the total number of FIRs registered by UIDAI, and it goes in double-digit numbers.
Okay.
We haven't even seen 3-digit numbers.
Sure.
So clearly,